government and Pakistani military.
Absolutely. And Pathikrit, I mean, just look at that tweet. You can maybe spell one word wrong and you can call that a lapse of judgment or a fast typing case. But here you have India spelled wrong.
Galaxies.
You have galaxy spelled wrong. You have earlier spelled wrong. I mean, 3-4 spelling mistakes in one tweet. And anyways, in tweet you have limited characters used. What is this?
Uday,
what does it tell you?
Uday, first of all, I'll beg to differ a little bit with what Mr. Gupta said. I don't think the Pakistan civilians are different from the army or the government, because the army and the government people come from the civilians only. This man Fawad Chaudhry, he is an intellectual dwarf. So with his peanut-sized brain, I mean, he can only speak what his peanut-sized brain can comprehend. The problem is not him. He is a reflection of the institutional mindset in Pakistan. In spite of the fact that if you look at Pakistan's space program, the Superco was created in 1961, almost 8 years before in 1969 when ISRO was formed. And look at where Superco has completely wasted itself in the last 50-60 years, primarily because Superco became nothing but a feeder organization for Pakistan's missile program. The difference between India and Pakistan is simply this: Pakistan is obsessed with India. India is not obsessed with Pakistan. Our entire space program was never meant to create a better missile, even though there can be some positive spillover effect. But the objective was for quest for knowledge. And there is a difference between a country which seeks knowledge and another country for whom knowledge, which believes that better knowledge and wisdom is actually a curse. Yeah. So they actually want Pakistan to remain in some kind of a dark age, and that is a reflection. So I personally believe that today whatever we have achieved in terms of ISRO, an organization which has launched 297 foreign satellites, it has launched more than 100 Indian satellites through 75 missions. We don't deserve to be, giving any amount of footage to what these idiots like Fawad Chaudhry talks about. Our aspiration is to compete with a NASA tomorrow or collaborate with a NASA tomorrow. Our aspiration is to actually bring betterment for several other countries of South Asia. Fawad Chaudhrys are the jokers who would always survive in this world, and there would always be some space for them. Their problem is they can't comprehend as to why it is important and why it is necessary for India to spend so much on space program. They don't realize that our space program is not just about reaching moon or just about sending satellites. It's, in 2016, ISRO, launched a satellite called SCATSat. SCATSat is a cyclone prediction satellite. And in 1999, when Odisha had a cyclone of the type which it hit this year also, that time 10,000 people died. This year, the number of casualties in the cyclone in Odisha is less than 100. The reason is simple. India knew 1 month ahead of the cyclone that it is coming. So eventually, all these space programs help in saving the common man's life. We don't depend on other countries when it comes to transponders. We have our own navigation satellites, we have our own communication satellites, we have our own remote sensing satellites, 13 of which are, by the way, military satellites keeping an eye on Pakistan also. So that is something Fawad Chaudhry won't understand, because his mind is a 40 GB, that is the level that he can comprehend, nothing more than that. So basically today, as a $2.8 trillion economy, we have enough resources to invest in quest for knowledge, quest for science, not just to demean Pakistan, because they are already demeaned a lot. Fawad Chaudhrys are the ones who should be mocked at by the Afghans. That is a level that Pakistan has. We have reached a level where we have to live with such jokers and scums, sorry for my word, but at times they will keep on making these rants. And there an interesting statement I'll make. Some of the people in Pakistan also condemned what he has been saying, for the simple reason that space is an area which is beyond the boundaries of countries. Any country which actually invests in space and does something, it is for the future betterment of mankind as a whole. It is not for India alone. But this is the kind of knowledge and wisdom which the Pakistani ministers cannot have. They look at everything from the perspective of Kashmir. We have aspired to reach the moon. We may have faltered by 1 kilometer, but at most Pakistan's aspiration is to reach Kashmir. They cannot reach, and even there they have failed, and they will continue to fail. So there is a difference between us and them, and that difference should remain.
All right, you know.